COVID that Malawi was just coming out of when I arrived, but also the cyclones, the cholera epidemic. There have been lots of exogenous shocks, but also because there is a lot of obstacles in Malawi. I think part of it is that there is a need for mindset change. Mm. A good friend and a high official said at one point to me, he said, if it's more profitable to be in politics than in business, then your country is doomed.
Yeah.
If it's more profitable to be importing than to be exporting, your country is doomed.
Mm.
If it's more profitable to be trading than to be producing, your country is doomed. I'm afraid that Malawi ticks all the boxes.
It does, yeah?
Yes.
What has been your frustration?
My frustration is that I couldn't bring more change. I wanted to see impact. I want to see immediate results. I'm kind of impatient also when spending European taxpayers' money, and I want to report on good results at home. But there have been some very positive elements, and I want to maybe emphasize one of them, which is one that we pushed a lot for, which was that Malawi obtained last November the extended credit facility from the IMF, which is something that can contribute significantly to this macroeconomic stability, which is so badly needed for bringing in the real support, which is not going to come from development partners, but from private investors. And with the macroeconomic stability, if Malawi seizes this opportunity, and I think it can render itself more attractive to foreign direct investment. I think it can transform the business climate into being more conducive for private businesses. And according to me, this is what is so badly needed, to start producing rather than trading, to start making business more profitable than politics, and to start exporting rather than importing.
You, as a mission, you have been here for many years. What has been your major interest in as far as Malawi is concerned?
So for many years, we have been here since 1976.
1976.
For many years, it was development cooperation, very traditional.
Yeah.
It still is. I mean, we have lots of development programs, but it is not at the heart of the mission anymore. The European communities have been changed into a more political entity, which is the European Union that I'm representing today.
Yeah.
And my mandate is quite clear. I am to promote and advocate for European values, European principles, and European interests. So in that sense, we have transformed from a typical development cooperation agency into a more classic diplomatic mission. However, it's important for me to stress that the European values, principles, and interests coincides completely with Malawi's. This is why Malawi is a beacon of democracy in the region. This is why Malawi is doing great on human rights. This is why Malawi has in its vision 2063 to become an industrialized economy. So there's lots of coinciding elements. So the fact that we have changed perspective a little bit does not necessarily suggest that it cannot be a win-win.
So in August this year, Your Excellency, you complained about lack of transparency and political party financing ahead of elections. You further admitted hitting a snag in your pursuit for answers, but vowed to continue pushing for legal frameworks on this. Two questions there. Why is this lack of transparency dangerous? Number one. Number two, what are the gaps that are there for Malawi to tighten up for attainment of credible elections?
So, I was not here in 2019 and 2020.
Yeah.
We had a monitoring mission from the EU, which is separate from my service, who came up with a series of recommendations. And by and large, Malawi is doing very well. I think there were 34 recommendations. A number of them have been implemented since. But the big pending issue is not even the law, because I think the legal framework is in place, but the implementation of the legal framework that gives transparency to party financing. Because if we want elections to be equal, if we want political parties to do what they say they're doing, we need to have trust in them. And to have trust in them, they need to be transparent. So we need to know what are their vested interests, where the money coming from, how are they financing their campaign and the organization as a whole. If we don't know where that is coming from, it's very difficult to understand what are their motives. So I think party financing transparency is absolutely crucial for having an effective democracy. I think that you ask about what we are missing for having credible elections. I don't think we're missing anything. I think Malawians can conduct credible elections. I think it will be very tense. I don't think that the incumbent and the opposition is
Three, two, one. On air.
Masigana kunkhani ya nchito kumasoja kuja. Kunkhani kumasuka kumene.